Hello everyone, greetings. Today it is my pleasure to share with everyone Uncle Chris's famous crab cake recipe. Now I know many of you have tried to reproduce this crab cake on your own and have failed miserably. And I'm hoping that this little video will help guide you through the process, and maybe it will avoid phone calls to me late at night as you're trying to do this and failing. So, with that said, now my normal camera person is off today, so you're going to have to deal with me walking behind the camera. You will hear 70s rock in the background. That is part of the whole process. So, first thing we're going to do is go over the ingredients. Okay, we're going to start with the ingredients. You'll see that we have wet ingredients and dry ingredients. I'll start with the wet ingredients first. Now, I will also caution you, there may be no substitutions. I know some of you have tried to make this product before and have substituted other things, other ingredients. It does not work. Does not work. First, we have 2 eggs. It's actually going to be using only the yolks of the eggs. So you'll have to watch my other video that shows you how to take a yolk out of an egg. These are brown, organic, range-free chickens, but you can just use 2 eggs. But again, just the yolk. Grey Poupon mustard. Don't substitute some other kind of mustard. Fresh lemon. Lemons are the yellow ones, not the green ones. Mayonnaise. I'm using Hellmann's mayonnaise. You may not substitute Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise. Are you writing this down? Tabasco sauce. Lea & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. You may not substitute A1. You may not substitute anything else. We're gonna be making a little melted butter. I like to use light butter to save calories. I'm gonna go to the dry ingredients now. Have some dried parsley flakes. I've had people ask me, can I use fresh parsley flakes? No. Old Bay seasoning. That's a favorite. I'm going to use a little bit of that. I use Progresso breadcrumbs. These are the expensive ones. You're making a very nice product. You don't want to skimp on the breadcrumbs. Don't buy the Weiss breadcrumbs. Sorry, Weiss. Last and most important ingredient is the crab meat. Back fin, lump, jumbo, Phillips crab meat. Here's where a lot of people make the mistake of substitution. Alright? This is expensive. It's like 24 bucks a pound. And out of 1 pound, you'll get 4 crab cakes. But I know some people have tried to substitute cheaper varieties, not use jumbo lump back fin, use other crab. It's not going to work. So this is the most important ingredient. This is not an ingredient, it's just beer. Alright, so those are the ingredients. Now I'm going to go over process. Okay, process. First thing we're going to do is take your crab meat. You're going to open it up. You're going to keep the tin part on here, and you're going to drain the excess fluid out into the sink. There shouldn't be a lot. unless you bought the crappy crab meat. There shouldn't be a lot there. So you can see the very, very big pieces. Then drop that in the bowl here. Okay. Now you don't want to masticate this stuff. You just want to gently break it apart. Look at those big lumps. Just gently massage it, because you want to have some large flakes left in your crab cakes. You don't want it to be, you don't want it to look like tuna fish. So you just gently break up the bigger pieces into smaller pieces. But again, you don't want them to be, you don't want it to look like tuna. You want it to look like this. Okay, very nice. There we go. So that's important. La. Okay. Let's put that aside. Oh, hey, there was one other ingredient I forgot about. That's paprika, and you just sprinkle that on the top. You'll see that at the end. Okay, now here comes the fun part. We're going to mix the wet ingredients. I'm not going to give you like perfect measurements. You're going to have to be smart about it yourself, but just pay attention. First, we're going to put mayonnaise in a bowl. Big old bowl like this. Now, I like to do 2 heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise. 2 big ones. Look at that. Okay? Maybe even a little more. Put that aside. Then we're going to take 1 nice teaspoon of Grey Poupon butter. Grey Poupon mustard. Sorry. Okay. We're going to sprinkle a couple of shots of Tabasco. Just kind of sprinkle the top of it. What it looks like so far. We're going to dribble in a little Worcestershire sauce. Okay. This is going to give it some flavor. Again, didn't really measure it. We're going to stir that up. Stir that all together. Kind of like a gray flavor, gray look to it. Now, then we're going to squeeze in a little bit of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Try not to get seeds. Okay, stir that in. Don't forget anything. Where's those egg yolks? Here we go. Okay, remember the egg yolks? Okay, you take the egg yolks, drop them in. Just the yolks. No, just the yolks. Quite honestly, if you can't take yolks, if you can't separate yolks from an egg, you shouldn't be cooking this. Now, into here, we're going to take Old Bay, and I just put enough Old Bay to cover the top. A nice little layer of Old Bay. Flavor, baby. See? You see that? Stir that in. Stir that up good. We're going to put some parsley flakes in there. I'm going to use the same method. I'm going to sprinkle it over the top. Just cover the top like that. Stir that in. The parsley flakes are more or less just for color. So that's not bad. I might put a little bit more in. Not a lot. Okay. So there's what it looks like at this point, if you can see that. Now, take a taste. Boy, flavorful. Now, this is the tricky part. The breadcrumbs. You don't need to put a lot in. Use the same method. Just kind of sprinkle it over the top. Like that. Okay? See that? Then you stir it together. You want you want this to have a consistency of a thin pancake batter. So that there is about where I want. I'm going to put a little bit more in, not a lot. There we go. In there. It's like a thin pancake batter. Start up good. That looks good. Now, the next part is important. This is where we're going to mix the crab meat with this batter. This batter gives it flavor, and it also holds the crab cakes together. Okay, that's why you need the breadcrumbs in there. Okay, not a lot to it. Just dump it in there. Put all your crab meat in there. Gently mix it together. Again, gently. We don't want to beat it up. You don't want to destroy it. You got those nice chunks of crab meat in there. You don't want to smash them. Looks good. A little wet, that's okay. Now, what we're going to do at this point, we're going to let that sit in the bowl, just like that. Let it sit for a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Let all those flavors marinade. Let the crab meat make love with the batter. So we'll come back and I'll show you how we make it into crab cakes. Okay, now I let that sit for a little bit. This is an important part, and just to make it easier, what you do, you got this ball of crab mix in here. I take it first. I cut it in half, like that. Separate it, and then I take those halves and split them up. And so now you'll have 4 sections, and each one becomes a crab cake. Save you a lot of trouble as far as trying to figure out size. What I do is I take one of those, just do this, back and forth. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Back and forth. And then I put it in this is sprayed with Pam to this pan. Just like this. Don't let it get away. Doing this, it pushes it together too. It keeps it from falling apart. All right. There's a big one. That one's gonna be for me. It wasn't perfect. Back and forth, back and forth. Put it together, just like a meatball. Last one. Pull the last guy out. I see these nice big chunks of crab meat in there. You see the parsley flakes sticking their heads out. Okay, now you take that, put them in there. Now, last thing we do is we're going to dribble a little butter on each one. Oops, just melted butter. Like a spoonful of butter on each one. Gotta get them covered with butter. And you're gonna sprinkle little paprika on the tops. Oops, a little too heavy there. I said a little bit down the line. And that'll just be for color. And I use smoked paprika because that gives it actually a little bit more flavor. Surprise. That's it. Now, I'm going to cook them, but this is what they'll look like before. I'm going to cook them at 350. It'll take about 25 minutes, maybe a half hour. Basically just cook them until you see like bubbling on the bottom of the crab cakes and the browning on the top, but that'll be in the next section. Yummy! I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. Okay. Timer going? Okay. Well, the crab cakes have been in the refrigerator. I made them around 3 o'clock, cooked them, started cooking them around 7:30. So they sat in the refrigerator for a little while. My producers did ask me to correct something. One thing was that the price of crab meat, I think I said $24. It's more like $30 a pound. You can get that at Sam's, we know that. So I'm going to get the crab cakes out. They've been cooking for a half an hour. And, oh, I'm sorry, you can get them at Costco, not Sam's. Thank you, producer. You can get the crab meat at Costco, not Sam's. Around $30 a pound, not $24 a pound. Okay, so we're going to get the crab cakes out of the oven. They smell delicious. Ooh. There they are. Now you can see them. They're sizzling a little bit, bubbling a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to take one of these out of the pan. Oh yeah. Sit it right on the plate. Doesn't that look good? Get a close up. You can see the paprika browned nicely. You got the big chunks of crab meat. Look at that. Oh my God. That is going to be so good. Creamy inside there. It's not too overpowering. Oh my God. Oh, so good. Okay, so that's it. Enjoy the crab cakes. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me a text or something like that. Peace.